Pause. You're probably wondering how I even ended up here. Honestly, I'm asking myself the same question. Let's rewind a little bit. Back to a few months ago, anime Twitter and TikTok were completely overthrown and overruled. Or at least, my For You page was. Every single edit I saw had either Alya or Yuki. Two characters from the series, Roshidere, better known as Alya, sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. Despite the name of the series, don't let that trick you at all. Alya is not the best girl here. Nuh-uh. It's this chick right here.
このおっぱい成人め私の C カップじゃ満足できなかったというのかアリャさんの E カップ各推定にたぶらかされおって冷静になれよブラジャーいやブラザー揉めない E カップより揉める C カップの方が断然いいだろうが
She does make some fair points to be honest, but don't let her fool you. She's his little sister. Sub or dub, Yuki has it all.
Come at me bro, give your little sis a squeeze.
The story of this series is really simple. Alya, this Russian transfer student, the silver-haired Russian girl, the popular ice princess, who's adored by many yet approached by none, due to that cold-hearted nature of hers. Well, almost by none. And that's exactly how it'd go if any guy thought of approaching her. She's also the student council treasurer, but not my treasurer. No one can replace the GOAT Ishigami in my heart. The only person she seems to have an interest in is this sleepyhead, Kuze, whom is clearly nothing special. Or is he? He isn't. Kuze is your average rom-com protagonist who goes to this prestigious rom-com school. Sounds cliche, right? Well, wait a minute. He is a bit special. You see, he's just exactly like you. He sleeps in class, plays gacha games, obsesses over 2D girls, has a bunch of girls all simping for him. Well, perhaps you don't actually relate to that last part. Now, how exactly does Alya hide her feelings in Russian? Alya is clearly into Kuze, but refuses to confess as it is not of the actions of a tsundere, especially not one as prideful as herself. So whenever she just has a romantic thought, she just says it in Russian.
Milashka.
なんだって
バカって言ったのよ Milashka. Milashka.
But what she doesn't know is that Kuze, the GOAT, the GigaChat, understands Russian.
Ай, покраснел, прям как ребенок.
誰が赤ちゃんだこの野郎生の時祖父の家の近所に住むロシア人の女の子とよく遊んでいたその時自然と覚えたのだろうロシア語の聞き取りなら今でもかなりわかる隣のロシアン美少女にロシア語でだけ出れられるという謎の周知プレイをされることになろうとは
Not just flirty thoughts, but even when she's a bit jealous. And Kuzoe's reactions to what she says are just pure gold.
さあ SSR つくよみきた
没収
若いことはいいじゃん可愛いんだからあマジでつくよみ様だ
А у меня что? Не серебристые волосы? Изменник.
I'd like to ask, what do you guys think about fan service in romance anime? Too much usually harms the anime, while too little doesn't really affect it at all, to be honest. But what about the perfect amount? Nothing too little, nothing too much, just perfect. This is what happens in this series.
なんだよ吐かせろって言ったのはお前だろ
そうだけどでもちょっとまだ心の準備が
おい動くなよ
そんなこと言っても
Our first-hand look at feed fan service? My people, our eyes. Panty shot too? Magnificent. Just truly incredible. This shit is so peak. Don't worry, Kuze. This was pretty much our reactions as well. As I continued watching, I found it. The most iconic scene for Yuki. But that is a bit debatable, to be honest.
待ったごめん
待った仲いいのね
Who is Yuki? She's Kuzoe's little sister, a genius, a very intellectual, cunning, devious being under the guise of a high school girl, who's also an otaku that's heavily into incest, or as we say it, wincest.
うわ、これは神作認定せざるを得ない。
いや、それは常識的に考えて義理の兄弟なんじゃないの？
バカ野郎！実の兄弟だからいいんじゃねえか！
Tell him, Yuki, tell him. After all, wincestology is a very deep study for wincest. It goes back to the old times of the Greek mythologies. I mean, just read about any Greek god and you'll see some wincest sprinkled on top. It is history. It is legacy. It is fictional. Remember that. Don't do stupid shit, kids.
Good morning, my brother.
たった今お前のせいでグッドじゃなくなったわ。
おいおい、かわいい妹による寝起きボディプレスじゃねえか。喜べよ。
This scene feels a little familiar.
My little sister is giving me what could possibly be the worst wake-up call ever. Kojiri.
Something that I also like about this scene is how in the English dub, it's said in the Japanese language, while the complete opposite for Japanese sub.
おはよう、マイお兄ちゃん。
Once again, salute the soldier Yuki for being so fucking peak. Despite being very funny, this series is also very deep, especially when it comes to Kuze and Yuki's pasts, or even Alya's struggles. Each of them deals with perfectionism in their own ways, but I won't spoil that for you here. I'd rather you experience it for yourself. I've mentioned two of the love rivals for Kuzu's heart, but what about the third one? The goofball, the also Russian one? Alya's older sister, Masha. Wincest all the way! Why have one Russian girl when you can have two? And what makes them even better? They're sisters. That's just icing on top of the cake, as Yuki would say.
You take that back! That's only hot if they came from the same womb!
Yo, yes you. Please, subscribe. This series just continues to get better and better as you continue watching, whether it's the occasional goofy moments or serious events that surround the student council, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, Kuze, Masha, and Yuki are also in it with Alya. As you'd know by now, if you've seen enough school anime, the student council has a higher hierarchy than the fucking government. Whatever they say, it goes. They can kill, destroy, corrupt, fire the fucking school president if need be. Whatever it may be, they can do it, and with no consequences, because they are the powerhouse. On that note, one of the goofiest scenes was when they tried to do hypnosis on each other, and let's just say it went as expected. Not as in a hentai plot expected, but close enough.
マジかよ、エロいことし放題じゃねえ。
思っても言うんじゃねえ。
ここで突然オタク大喜利。お題、美女に催眠術かけちゃった。最初にかける暗示といえば何？
幼児対抗させる。
開放的な性格にさせて脱がせる。
Tell him, Yuki, tell him. This is just wasted potential. Only you understand me, Yuki. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you hypnosis at its peak.
ちょい解けないんだけど。
When you hear the words, my brother, what do you think of? I believe most people would refer to Todo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, Yuki is literally Todo reincarnated.
ところで妹よ。
なんだよお兄ちゃん様よ。
さっきから視界の端にチラチラ銀色の何かが見えるのは気のせいか？
気のせいじゃないと思うぜ、マイブラザー。
She's also just as delusional as he is. Just look at this.
サラシの先輩もアーリャさんももう行ったよ。
そうか。
やっと二人っきりになれたね。
Hello, Mrs. Edgelord. You're not Shadow. What's up with these edgy poses? Are we in fucking JoJo?
最終的には私のところに戻ってくるくせに。
What's up with these edgy sayings and quotes?
なんで無視するんだよ。すんくいすん、寂しかった。
そうかそうか、寂しかったのか。とりあえず机から降りような。
というわけで、お前こぜ。
いやお前情緒どうなってん。ほら、こっち来いよ。よしやめよう。
嘘嘘、 お兄ちゃんかっこいい。
And of course, it had to go that way. Wouldn't be a peak Yuki scene without the Wincest. I know I've said the fan service in this series is not too little or too much, just perfect. Well, I kinda lied. Look at Alya's fashion show. She's just super cute. Or the fourth wall break from a bath of naked Yuki scene.
お兄ちゃんのエッチ。
てめえタイミング見計らって出てきたろ。
バレたか。
バレるわ。
というわけでサービスショット。いやー。
Or the ultimate battle, the ultimate collide, the battle of the boobs. I know. I keep mentioning Yuki over and over again, even more than Alya and Kuze, the two main characters for the story. So what? What kind of a video would this be if I don't spam mention Yuki every 30 seconds? She's not just well deserving of it, she's worthy of it.
お前見たよな。上から下までバッチリくっきり見たよな。
胸までしか見てねえよ。
認めたな、このおっぱい星人。
うっせえこの地上。
I mean, look at her. That's her way of getting stress off her chest.
よし、回復した。いやー、やっぱりおっぱいって偉大だわ。
Oh, Yuki, tell me about it. Only you understand me. They really are great, aren't they? On that note, let's talk about Ayano, aka the maid you just saw Yuki dive into her boobs. She's also a huge masochist. As fitting for the maid of Yuki. Also, what the fuck is Hayasaka doing here? Wrong anime, wrong people. Get the fuck out of here. Go fucking worship Kaguya somewhere else. This is not the place for it. I feel like I was wondering a bit. Perhaps not just me, but you the viewer as well. So I'm very glad that Kuze started asking the questions that really matter. The important questions.
ありゃ、お前、E カップってマジ？
死ねばいいのに。パチティプラベナ。
ギリ？
Ah, how much I love you, Kuze. Your sacrifice was necessary. You walked so I could run. And this series just wouldn't be the complete rom-com without the overly embarrassing Baron figure. In this case, Kuzue's grandfather.
しまった。
あ、クゼ。
お嬢さん、わしの孫にならんか。
おいこら！
Earlier I've said Kuze is just like you. And the truth, he isn't. I lied once again. He's a prodigy, a genius. He's Ayano Koji. If he was more emotionally available, I won't say much about it. You'll see it yourself as you continue to watch the series. There's also the president and vice president flirting with each other every 3 minutes because they are dating. Also, Alya and Yuki are going against each other for the future student council presidency, and much more is going on. Watching this series, specifically Yuki, just really made me feel like a brand new person. I'm in love. Surprisingly enough, there is no beach episode or a fireworks arc. No fucking way, they're not here in a rom-com. They're basically like the holy trinity for romance anime. We'll just have to wait for a second season, I guess. The relationship of Alya and Kuze is quite special, really. It's not some trash rom-com where by episode 2 they're already into each other. The progress that they make in their relationship is pretty funny, yet also pretty natural, making it more realistic in a way. Alya as a kid had pretty much no one and relied solely on herself to achieve perfection, while Kuze had to deal with his family's unrealistic expectations. Despite being a prodigy and a genius among geniuses, it still took a toll on him, making him just leave such a family. Making both of them, despite being similar in a way, turn into completely different people, where Kuze is a slacker while Alya is a very hard worker. They help each other, motivate each other, and operate as a very great duo, making them almost perfect for each other. The animation's pretty good, the story is pretty decent as well. It's not anything groundbreaking, but it's still pretty good for you to actually give it a try. And I can already tell it'll just keep getting better and better when it gets more seasons. This series has been truly one of the best anime that came out this season. Perhaps even the best romance anime this season. Or maybe Too Many Losing Heroines is a better romance in that regard. I genuinely have no clue. I didn't watch that one yet, but soon will do. Regardless, I just hit you up with the best romance anime this season. What are you waiting for? Go watch Roshidere. Go! You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Shakespeare or whatever. Go watch Peak Wincest. I promise you won't regret it. Maybe.